Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye. I say hello. Hey, welcome to the Man Cave here at Wistful Vistas in beautiful suburban San Diego, California. A couple of quick notes. Today we're going to work on that pesky toe peg, that gear shift toe peg, and try to make it a little bit more comfortable where you don't have to contort so much. But going to get to that in a minute. I just want to mention two things, three things? I can't remember anyway, more than one. First thing to mention is that it's hot. How hot is it, you want to know? It is really hot outside. I'm talking 80s plus, which is probably close to, I don't know, 30 centigrade or some kind of thing like that. I'll look it up and put it on there, but you guys know what I'm talking about. It's hot today. So, secondarily, just want to say to Ashley Johnson, if you're watching this, dude, just be grateful that I don't dance. The singing's enough. Third thing to mention is thanks to Ashley and to Anupam and to Fingers Rides. I think it was all three of you gentlemen, who said, hey, you can adjust the toe peg position without undoing the splined portion at the back just by using the adjustment that's built in with the lever. So that's what we're going to attempt to do today. And gentlemen, very sincere thanks to you for this thought. Really like it. Last thing to mention, as I think I said in just a little while ago in a vlog, that Tony Thunder has gone to a new home, went down to New Mexico. Now the state of New Mexico gets hot too. Just got to say that. But it's a beautiful place. It really is a beautiful place. There are just such some wonderful spots. Santa Fe, areas around Albuquerque, just got some beautiful scenery there. Not to mention Tombstone, the famous town of Tombstone, where Wyatt Earp and his group had a little bit of a shootout that went on to fame or infamy, if you wish. But it's gone down there. The gentleman reached out, contacted me. I sent him a note, said that they purchased it because they'd seen a few of my vlogs on the subject. I sent him a note and say, hey, I would love to introduce you to the channel and perhaps we could do a little cross-pollination there, send a couple of photos and things like that. Did send a photo of his son. His son is the person who purchased it, 19 years old. Ride it in good health and ride safe, buddy. But he did send a picture of his son, and looks like a really handsome young guy, and I just can't tell you how excited I am by that. I think that is just really awesome. So it's down there. He's already gone on his first ride, and I'm going to try and think of some way to incorporate his experience while he comes to grips or comes to know my previous Tuono, the 2017 that I named Tony Thunder, and try and keep my channel up to date and somehow bring them into the shared experience. But it's really, really awesome and cool, I think. That's my opinion. Yours may vary. If you've got some thoughts on that, let me know, by the way. Okay, so let's get to the foot toe peg shifter adjustment here. So I'm going to put the camera down as close to the action as I can so you can catch bits of it. And another quick shout out to a gentleman named Anupam Roy. Anupam, tell me if I've pronounced that correctly, because I've been known to really wipe out on people's names. Let me know that I've done that or not done that, but he's a sound engineer by trade, and it just grates on his nerves when I record a single channel. You can't pick it up if you watch it without using earplugs, but if you watch it with earplugs, you'll note that when I use the Sony in-garage camera and the Rode remote mics, which are really nice to have. Right now I'm tethered to this So what I did, everybody, is when I bent over, I unplugged that mic cord. So I recorded this video and did not record any sound with it. And in an attempt to save this, I'm going to do something I haven't tried before, which is a voiceover. In this particular view, I'm pointing out the quick shifter linkage and the position of the toe peg for the quick shifter in relation to the foot peg. Now, I had two issues with this as received from the factory. The first was the length, the distance from the toe peg to the foot peg, as I'm showing here. The second was the angle, and I'm attempting to show here that it's a pretty severe downward angle that is going on with this factory setup as received. Now, I'm not sure if there's a spec they set these two at the factory, but that was the way mine was received. So there is the shift rod itself. Now, behind this fastener here, I guess I'll call it, it is splined, and you can remove the nut on the back and reposition that, but it's designed to use that rod that I pointed out earlier as the actual method of adjustment. So this is a 5 millimeter wrench, I believe. I'll double check that. And that's what those are. Those are 5-inch nuts on either side of the shifting rod. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that on the right-hand side, to the camera right here, that is a left-hand thread. To the camera left, that is a standard right-hand thread. So righty-tighty, lefty-loosey on the normal right-hand thread, but just the reverse, that is lefty-tighty, righty-loosey on the left-hand thread, which is to camera right here. Hope I said that correctly earlier. Anyway, I've pre-loosened these nuts, and here I am backing them out to their maximum adjustment points. And now I'm going to, you can just turn this rod by hand, and it's a little tough to see, but perhaps with some clarity there, we can see that as I'm turning that rod, that shift lever, that toe peg is coming upward. It's actually swinging upward and changing the arc or the slope or the slant, whatever you want to call it, as I show there, from the original foot peg location. And that is the way you adjust that. Now, again, not sure if the factory sends them out in the all in the same configuration, but that's the way mine came. Also, the toe peg was set to the minimum length on mine. You get about, I think, whatever I said, maybe almost, but not quite an inch worth of adjustment on that toe peg because it's mounted on an eccentric peg itself as it goes through the shifter linkage. But I've changed that slant quite a bit there. Now, one of the things that bothered me a little bit about doing this is if you look, the clearance between the forward part of that shifter arm and the linkage is very tight. In fact, it looks like they make slight contact there. It does bother me that that happens, but I don't think it's really a big issue. It just swings right through there, and I don't think any harm will be done. Now I have to take this out and give it a test ride, see how it's going to work on the open road, but it is pretty tight there. There are replacement toe pegs available, including one that's very nice with a spring-loaded lever action from AF1 Racing that sells for $24.95. Pretty reasonable to my way of thinking. And it could be that I may install that anyway so that I can do something about that connection there, but not too sure. So here I am. I'm going to mount the motorcycle. I'm going to get on the motorcycle and stand it upright. Sorry for the cord there that is absolutely useless at this stage, but I'm just showing now that the position for my foot vis-a-vis the lever, the toe peg, is much kinder to my ankle and much more comfortable in this position. I'm not sure exactly how much travel I got out of that. I do know that I have it just, well, I have it at the maximum. I don't think there's any more in it. but it's much more comfortable now for my size 11s, and I think in a good place. And it will make it was the upshifts that were really more of the problem, but it'll make the upshifts easier. Here again, I'm taking a look at that clearance, and again, I'm just going to say that it does make slight contact, but I don't think that makes a great deal of difference one way or the other. And besides, you can see there as I lift up as you would making an upshift, that you are definitely not making contact with the back of that shift linkage. Sorry. Going down, a little different matter. There is some slight contact there, but it brushes right past it. So I don't think there's anything to worry about. If it does turn out to be a problem, then I think I may go that aftermarket route with that toe peg, that replacement toe peg from AF1 Racing. So here, getting back on the bike again, checking the placement of it, see if I'm sitting in the saddle, is it comfortable where it is? And the answer to that is much more so. And before, I actually had to lift my foot off the foot peg and reach under the toe peg to grab it for upshifts. Now I don't have to do that. I can keep my foot on the foot peg and make that upshift more comfortably. And the downshifts were never the same challenge, but still nicer anyway. So I'm going to use that open end wrench there and tighten those nuts back up to hold the shift rod in place. Now a note here is that this metal is pretty soft on the linkage rod, and the nuts themselves, they're all pretty small, almost toy-like, almost watchmaker-like. One of the things I like about the Aprilia is how neat some of these details are. And just remember, you don't need a lot of torque to hold this in place. They'll stay in place. And secondarily, remember that the rearward facing one is a left-handed thread. So you just need to snug them up. You don't need to make any super Herculean effort to try and tighten it up. But that's what I do. I'm just tightening it up there. And I just snug it and get it just a little tug there past finger tight. And there you have it. We're essentially done with this. I have got to get it out on the open road and give it a try, and still have to laugh. Mr. Roy, I know you're going to crack up because of this, because I did try to get some stereo with my in-garage recording using a GoPro this time around, because I also wanted to get close to the action. And in doing so, I managed to step on the mic cord and disconnect it. So the laugh is on me. This is an experiment, as I say, with a voiceover. I do hope it's useful, and thanks to the gentleman Fingers Rides, Ashley Johnson, and Anupam Roy. I think those are the people who pointed out that that rod was the adjustment. Hope this helps people out there in Aprilia land, and next time we'll do it with a standard audio input. Thanks very much for watching. Send any comments.